Here's some uses for dribbling. Now here you can see the player is being reached in on. He's got the ball away from his body. There's no way, even as a longer defender, that we're going to get this basketball from him. And he's got his off arm up protecting on that reach in. So this is a really good example of how to learn to dribble the basketball with the defender extender pads. And here's exactly why I love the defender extender pads. He just made a mistake of coming right back into the defense with his dribble. And now he's losing the basketball as I'm reaching in. And here was where the defender extender pads are so vital. As you can see, if I don't have those pads and I'm just guarding him without the pads, he's probably going to be able to pull off that dribble and go behind his back right back into the defender, and I wouldn't be able to knock it away. But with the pads, I can knock it away, again simulating a longer, taller, more athletic player that he's going to see, and then he's going to make that mistake in a game. So we learn it in practice. Here's another common mistake ball handlers make against longer, taller, more athletic players. He has not gotten my hips to turn, and he's making a dribble move right in front of me. And with my longer arms and reach, I can now easily get in there and hit the basketball. Players have to work on moving a longer, taller, more athletic player and then changing direction. Create that gap of space. You can't make dribble moves going nowhere right in front of longer, taller, more athletic players. Now here's a good example of learning to change speed and direction and protecting the basketball. Here he comes up and he stops. Now watch where my next steps are. Right there, my momentum's taking me that way, and now he's going back the other way, and there's that big gap I'm talking about. Now we've created space and we're ready to make a read and make the next move, whether it's a pass or a dribble. See, as I step over, now there comes in that big gap. And that's what we want to do with longer, taller, more athletic players. We need to get them moving and create space from them so that their length doesn't bother us. Here's a great example of how to get a longer, taller, athletic player to turn their hips. So we started from a gap of space, and he gets me to open up my hips and retreat and run. And then we use a between the legs dribble to protect the basketball. So here again, there was a gap, and now he's putting the ball on the floor hard, making me turn my hips, and then he stops. I can't stop, and now my momentum's off. And that's how you beat longer, taller, more athletic players down the court. You're going to use a couple hard dribbles, get them to turn their hips and open up, get their momentum going one way, then put the brakes on and change direction. You want to bring the ball down the court in pieces, in a few dribbles at a time. Stop and look and make a read. Okay, here's kind of the things you can break down with dribbling in the defender extender sticks. So here I'm squared up on him. He should take 2 hard dribbles to the left or 2 hard dribbles to the right, open up my hips and get me moving. Instead, he crosses over right in front of me, and fortunately for him, he's got a really low crossover, which is another benefit of training with the defender extender sticks. You're going to learn to get your crossover down, or it's going to get taken a lot. But again, we want to get the defender's hips turned, get them moving, and then make this crossover. You do not want to cross over or do dribble moves right in front of a longer, taller, more athletic player, or it's going to get taken usually. Okay, again, here's going to be another mistake. Now we're getting to the sideline, and we got to realize we have nowhere to go. So what should we do? He should retreat dribble to create space and then work to get back to the middle of the floor. Instead, he stays there, and I'm going to be able to reach in and knock the basketball away. So again, the defender extender sticks are just great for teaching players these things that otherwise they may never see until they get to another level where they're playing against taller, longer, more athletic players, and then these things start happening to them. You can train them ahead of time to deal with these types of players and just basically learn good fundamentals of handling the basketball up and down the court and how to do it against anybody of any size. And even if you're less athletic, it's all about being smarter and understanding what needs to be done to handle the situation that you're in. Again, training with the defender extender sticks, your ball handlers that you're working with are going to make a lot more mistakes, and they're going to learn a lot more. So we've made that mistake against the sideline before. Now we've talked about it. Here we get the defender's hips turned, and now we're at the sideline, and we're not going to be able to go anywhere. And so now here he comes. Now he steps back, dribbles, and creates space. You'll have to see that I open up my hips and have to get turned back around. And now he's going to have time to make a play, change direction, dribble to the left, 2 hard dribbles, get me moving again. Or if he's got a teammate open, we'll work on passing. And you can just incorporate these into your normal drills that you do in practice. All you have to do is get the sticks out and let either other kids use them, or the coaches can use them, or if you're a trainer, whatever, you can use them in just about any dribbling drill that you do to make your players better.